So, the gospel stories of the transfiguration of Jesus are ones that I find incredibly rich. One of my friends describes these passages as wonderfully cinematic, with many themes to consider. The transfiguration narratives provide a preview of the resurrection. They confirm Jesus as a key figure in the prophetic liberationist tradition. They reinforce the baptismal message of delight and profound love. They reveal how human awe and surprise can be sparked. And they speak to how we long to linger in moments of divine revelation. It's impossible to do justice to this gospel in such a brief reflection, and perhaps even in a lifetime of contemplation. I'm also struck by the fact that this gospel was the one we used to center our last national conference, and we used it as the touchstone throughout that long weekend together, approaching its significance from many different angles. This evening, I want to focus on how we may experience, witness, and respond to the miracle of transformation in our own lives, and how that might impact our journey towards Holy Week and Easter. Each of us has experienced transformative moments, I'm sure. For me, one of the most profound was becoming a parent. From the moment that Becky and I met the 9-month-old who would become our daughter, Emily, we experienced a monumental shift, not only in our lives, but within ourselves. We were simultaneously both completely ourselves and essentially altered. Everything in us shifted into what we often call mama bear mode, and our highest priority became nurturing, protecting, and loving this child, and later our second child, Finn, with fierce tenderness. Literally every decision we made from that moment was taken with consideration of how our children would be impacted. We literally became new creations in an instant, to a degree that I never anticipated. It's safe to say we've never reverted to our pre-parenting selves, and that to do so would be an impossibility. I also imagine that each of us has witnessed someone in their glory, perhaps a singer, a dancer, a poet, a writer, or an artist, so completely expresses truth and beauty in their work. Or an athlete in the zone performs with the highest of human focus, skill, awareness, and grace. Or someone responds just perfectly in an overwhelmingly difficult situation. That we feel we have witnessed divinity. We can forget to breathe and enter into a timeless state for some moments. It can feel as if nothing exists except this immediate experience, and as if we're connected to everything in the universe at the very same time. And I wonder, is this close to what Peter, James, and John experienced up on that mountain? For those of us who identify as LGBTQIA plus people and allies of faith, coming out and living into our truth can be a transfiguring process. How many of us have experienced a liberation that allowed us to do previously unimaginable things once we embraced ourselves? Haven't we all been awed by witnessing somebody's magnificent flowering once they no longer invested so much energy into guarding repressive secrets, once they no longer lived in the deep constraints of fear? Perhaps this stirred delight, pride, and wonder in us, and maybe even that sense of being connected to something much larger than ourselves. Then there's that voice from the heavens proclaiming Jesus as beloved and expressing delight. And isn't that something that we too have experienced? Perhaps not literally as a voice booming from the skies, but perhaps as a sense of deep peace, warmth, and all embracing love that suffuses our entire spirit. A certainty that you are exactly who you are called to be. A feeling of deep rootedness and conviction that your life has meaning and purpose in this vast and glorious universe. And for us, importantly, the certitude that no one else's attempts or desire to change, mute, or deny our reality is stronger than the sacred approval we have known. I wonder if this experience of hearing God's voice proclaim him as beloved stayed deep within Jesus as he began his journey to Jerusalem and all he would encounter there. Did it give him the strength to do what he needed to do there? In recent years, the Transfiguration Gospel has spoken very deeply to me, particularly as I have heard how many of my transgender and non-binary companions embrace it as helping them achieve insight into their lives and spirituality. I have felt drawn to a new understanding of the Lenten call to transformation. It has become a call not to a denial of ourselves or of some failing within us, but of a willingness to live into the best, most glorious selves we can be and are. A commitment to live listening for that voice of sacred affirmation, and an embrace of the gift of recognizing the sacredness of others and standing witness to that. And then to use those gifted moments of awe and universal connection to help deal with the inevitable challenges of life.